welcome to everyone. We're so excited to see everyone here today. There's a host of special guests from Jill McMillan, who's here on our own campus with the Arts and Business Council. There may be council people out there I didn't see. Oh, there, yeah, right in front of me. Thank you for being here today. Steve Searles, who is chairman of the board at Watkins, has joined us. Thank you for being here. And everyone else, the fact that you're here today means you care about Belmont and you care about Watkins. We've gathered to share some information about a really important moment in the lives of two institutions, and I am going to turn this over to Jay Klein, who is the president at Watkins College of Art, and he will make an announcement. Thanks, Jay.
Good morning. Good morning. This is a great day. Now, my intention is to stick pretty much to the prepared remarks because that is far more accurate, although not nearly as fun. Oh.
Stick to the remarks.
Seemed like a good idea in the moment. I have the distinct honor to announce to you today that Watkins and Belmont have agreed to merge as Watkins College of Art at Belmont University. So we're going to begin in the fall semester of 2020, and Watkins College of Art will move to a new home on Belmont's campus, and together enter a new phase of growth, providing world-class education to tomorrow's professional artists, the most important people in the world. Yeah, I can't resist. Here we go. Everything we know, everything we do, the totality of our human experience is captured by the artist. Without art, we aren't human. It's not just, oh, I wouldn't have a really cool tie because all ties would be black or white. But the significance of your human experience would be diminished in a way that is unimaginable. Because there are two things that separate us from all of the other creatures on earth. The first is a sense of cosmology, that there's something else. However I understand it, I know there is something beyond me. I love my cats, they have no idea. It's just about them. But human beings have that capacity. The other thing we do, we choose to manufacture beauty. We don't need it. It doesn't feed us in a literal sense. But we have to express. And in that expression, we communicate our humanity. We speak to something beyond us. And so when I say artists are the most important people of the world, I'm not being glib. They are. They really are. They describe us, and they inspire us. And they give us fun things to look at and listen to. So this is great. It's great that the board at Belmont and Dr. Fisher in particular have provided an opportunity to perpetuate the legacy of Watkins in an even better, stronger, more generous iteration. This is a great day. If I get emotional, it's not because we're going to leave Rosa Parks. It's because this is going to work great. Let me get back to the prepared remarks. With this merger, Belmont will house all of Watkins' current undergraduate programs. And our students who now study fine arts, graphic design, illustration, and photography will join Belmont's fine arts programs in the newly created Watkins College of Art at Belmont. Yes, at Belmont. Our film students will go over to the Curb College, and our interior design students will go to the Amore College. But the corpus of the fine arts students will remain at Watkins College of Art. And again, I do want to thank the Board of Trustees at both Watkins and Belmont, whose foresight and leadership led to this historic union. You should know that both boards voted unanimously and enthusiastically. I can't speak for his board, but I was there with my board. They thought this was a great idea, enthusiastically in favor of the merger. The creative climates fostered at both schools, along with shared mission, focused on transformative and service-minded education, create a formidable union. In our very mission statement at the Cool Art School, we address the responsibility of the artist to contribute to culture through the mechanisms they have. So we might be a lot more like y'all than you think. I know we are. I know, and this is truly sincere, I know I speak on behalf of our Board of Trustees, the entire Watkins community, that we are overwhelmed by Belmont's warm welcome. We really are. This is great. I have all these new friends. We're fortunate to have a college like Belmont University in our community that shares our values and has the same deep roots in Nashville, and yet has grown to international stature in multiple disciplines, including the visual and performing arts. The Nashville community has long histories with both schools. Watkins since 1885, right? And Belmont since 1890, or as I will no longer refer to them, the cute startup across town. Our schools were laying the foundations for arts and culture way before the city's reputation as a creative hub. And fostering that commitment remains a critical commitment today and will continue as we move forward. Both Watkins and Belmont are deeply committed to the arts community locally, nationally, and all over the world. Dr. Fisher and I were talking yesterday, and we reflected on the critical role of art in shaping our community and contributing to the human experience. To commit to the arts is to commit to innovation and advancement. We are the creative class. All those jobs that you might have in 10 years, we're going to sit down and invent them when we get over here to Belmont, because that's how it works. Together, Watkins and Belmont will produce cultural change agents to all of our benefits, the most important people in the world. And most importantly, we're wholly committed to our community of students and creating here an exceptional learning environment that inspires and supports academic excellence. You have that already. As partners, can you imagine what this is going to be like? Holy cow, it's going to be great. I never cease to be emerged by the brilliance that emerges from the talented minds of all of our scholars. The merger is ultimately about what is best for Watkins and Belmont, what we have to offer in arts education, and creating an unmatched experience for students. In today's educational environment, obviously, let's address it, it's becoming more and more difficult for small colleges, particularly specialized like ours, to perpetuate themselves. We have done that for 135 years. We have had many iterations. I assure you, with all sincerity, this is the best one we're ever going to have. Hopefully, this is the last one we're ever going to have. Today, I want to thank the alumni of Watkins, who have given depth and texture to our school's story. I want to thank the members of the Board of Trustees, in particular Chair Searles, who, with patience and vision, guided us to this day. And I want to thank Nashville, because they're part of our identity. Our gratitude is endless. It is because of all of you at Watkins and Belmont that we stand here today, starting a new chapter of arts education. I cannot wait to see what happens next. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yesterday, when we were being interviewed together, I was asked, what is the value of art to the community? And I answered given my economics background. I answered best I could, and then Jay said, well, would you like for me to respond to that? And he did, just as you've heard basically him say the value. And when he finished, my response is what he said, because that is such a powerful statement of why the arts are important. Let me quickly thank some people, and certainly Councilman Cash. I didn't see you. They pointed somewhere, and I didn't see. But thank you for being here. I want to thank Jason Rogers and Thomas Burns, especially from Belmont, for helping, and all the other members of our senior leadership team who've moved this forward the last several months. Actually, we've been trying to figure this out. I also want to thank Larry Papel and Walter Nestrick, who aren't able to be here today, who have helped from the Watkins board, who've helped negotiate all this, and certainly Jay has been a great partner to work with. We've known each other since Jay came to town, and it takes a lot of trust. And I just would even pause and let you think about this. A lot of trust to work through a process like this, and I couldn't say more about how trustworthy the Watkins team has been, and I so appreciate that and look forward to continuing that. The story of Watkins is a powerful story of preserving the recognition of the value of higher education. They have persevered, as Jay often points out, 5 more years than Belmont has. And he says, and they, by the way, always will be older, which is, now that my sister used to use that, and now it's turned on her. I'm always younger. But Watkins was founded as a result of a $100,000 gift by Samuel Watkins, a businessman, and he wanted to create a school that would teach students the business of life. That was his goal. And through several iterations, that business of life has been taught. The school's lived a story of several transformational change, but it's never gotten off the path of leading students to learn about the business of life. In this latest transformation, the Watkins College will become a part of the Belmont structure, and the central focus on this transaction or this relationship always has to be, if it's going to work, it has to be about the current students at Watkins and the current students at Belmont. And I don't expect everyone to embrace this decision immediately. It takes a while. Sherry Fox is here today from O'More, and just 2 years ago, we made a similar announcement, and again, there's always questions about relationship changes, but that has been a wonderful event, I think, for Belmont, and certainly we see a resurgence in enrollments at O'More that has really been pretty remarkable, actually. The current Watkins students will be invited to join either the Curb College of Entertainment and Music Business. That's what, as Jay said, the film students will go there. The interior design students will go to the O'More College, and then the remainder of the Watkins portfolio will be in the newly created Watkins College of Art. The current chair of our art department, James Pierce, will become the first dean of the Watkins College of Art. And where's James? There he is, back there in the back. James wore a tie today. Wow, that's great. The Watkins operation, as you've heard, will move to the Lou building at Belmont, with the property on Great Circle Road being sold. But the outcome of that, the revenues from that, will go into a permanently restricted endowment to benefit all current Watkins students and future students at Watkins. The current Watkins students who will hopefully be coming to join us here at Belmont, and the class that's been supported or been recruited so far this year, We'll continue to pay the tuition rates at Watkins. It'll be supported by that endowment, the difference. And once these students have processed all the way through, that endowment will remain for the support of the students at Watkins College of Art. President Klein, at my request, will be joining Belmont as a special consultant to help guide this transition, and he will hopefully remain at Belmont for years to come in other duties and other roles. Other personnel decisions will be evaluated as the next phase of the merger unfolds. So while today is a day of mixed emotions for a lot of people, I want to assure the Watkins community that we will do our very, very best to make you feel at home at Belmont. We have deep respect for Watkins and for its legacy and what Watkins will be bringing to Belmont. Your students are outstanding, award-winning, world-class artists, and we look forward to them becoming a part of our mix. I've toured the Watkins building, the equipment, everything about Watkins is world-class. I assure you of that. Watkins is one of only 29 independent art schools that are accredited by the National Society of Schools of Art. That's a very select group, and it is not easy to attain. So that tells you the quality of the program that's coming to Belmont. And yeah, Belmont, I think, is bringing a legacy of excellence to the arts as well. We were founded in 1890 by two women who made art and music the core of Belmont College from the very beginning. We believe, and I believe, again, I said something about economics, but I believe art graduates are going to be uniquely positioned to thrive in this coming era. Their creativity, their innovative thinking, their problem-solving skills and abilities fit right into the entrepreneurial spirit of Belmont. Our business school thinks like artists. I'm telling you, they're very entrepreneurial and creative. I sincerely believe that we're going to be better together, and all in all, I expect this to be a great deal for Watkins, for Belmont, and for the national community. Thank you so much, and if there are questions, we'll address them individually. Thank all of you for coming. Thank you.